Greetings, homos and heteros. This time I want to present my three FXXK as well as FXXK Evo combined. They are all made by Brago and they all comes with signature grade and they are all 1 to 18 scale. And without further ado, I want to mention or disclaim that FXXK is not a euphemism for the cursing F word, and the XX moniker is very deep rooted in Ferrari history, where Ferrari operates have been operating that special track only program, and this FXXK, the K means stand for KERS, which then stand for kinetic energy recovery system, and this FXXK is superseded by 599XX as well as EVO sibling, which was then superseded by FXX and EVO sibling, and the FXX and FXX EVO was based upon the famous Enzo Ferrari or F60, and this FXXK has total power of 1050 PS, or should I say 1050 CV because it's Italian car, and 860 comes from the glorious V12 natural aspirated engine, and the rest 190 comes from electric motor. And what differentiates Evo and non-Evo sibling is that this Evo has 25 more downforce than non-Evo sibling, which is 75% more downforce than the base model LaFerrari. And this Evo sibling has undergone 90 kilogram weight reduction. So in conclusion, this FXXK Evo has power to weight ratio of 1.34 kilogram per CV, which is comparable to that of Koenigsegg 121 megacar, which has 1 kilogram per 1 PS, and this one has slightly less inferior numbers than two Koenigsegg 121 megacar, but I think 1.34 kilogram per CV is very unreal numbers for a car. For the simplicity sake, I deliberately removed the white FXXK, and this red one is FXXK Evo, and the black one FXXK. You can see the difference between two track only machines, and the most apparent differences may be that massive rear wing, this one is truncated, and this one has unbroken line, and additionally this one has shark pin like air bladder, maybe it has something special here. And you can see the bumpers, they have some discrepancies between the two. The exhaust pipe FXK is more aggressive than that of FXXK, and you can have additional air outlet for FXXK Evo for 25% more downforce. And one thing I want to mention is this flimsy plastic toe protrusion is makes this model less expensive and less valuable, and I think it's the main reason why Brago signature is far more underrated than maybe Outward, Minchems, or Kyosho, like that. And you can see this butterfly door is kept in place very snugly, and it is very good for heavy diecast to have this butterfly door kept in position, and it's more hard to close the door than let it be open. And you can see this small canard in this FXK Evo. It's what differentiates Evo from non-Evo sibling. And you can see this part, they also have some differences. And the front can be open and be closed at your rim. And you can see this model is for Italian driver and this model is for American driver, and you can find which one is which by these small etchings. It says Evo and it doesn't have Evo moniker in that nameplate. And the towing protrusion, it is very flimsy and it's made of plastic, very cheap plastic. I think it's the most disadvantages of this model, maybe. And you can see the name of the driver, and the rear engine hood can be opened, and if you open the boot, you can see this U-shaped bar to prop up this rear bonnet, maybe bonnet or engine hood. And I think this kind of mechanical prop is very good for holding the heavy die-cast parts forever. They don't go loose. It's very clever for Braggo signature to have this actual physical or mechanical prop to support this heavy part. And you can see this. You can see that this is the moniker FXXK. K means Carl's kinetic energy recovery system, and you can see that from these orange pipes or wiring, you can clearly see that this model is hybrid. And as I already mentioned, it's powered by electric motor for 120 PS and total power output of 1050 PS or CV. And if I open that of Evo, you can't see that much difference between the two for the engine compartment. There's one thing noticeable mention, that this prancing horse location is slightly different from these two. The prancing horse is located higher in Evo than non-Evo model, and I think this is because of this elongated rear spoiler that is stretched from the bodywork. This one has more curve, so the prancing horse had to be located below than this non-Evo model. And you can see the rear diffuser. This is more aggressive than this non-Evo model. And this is the end of my diecast review. And what makes this model less valuable, I think aforementioned this part, and the rear mirror, they look very cheap and they look very plastic like, and I think they have to have more details on side mirrors, other paint job or actual body work. They are comparable to that of much higher high-end model resin BBL ML for if you have some distance from this model, you can it is very hard to recognize the 8 times money difference for the untrained eyes. And I think Braggo can be more high-end brand, if they don't spare their effort to upgrade this side mirror design and these flimsy plasticky parts. And okay, this is my end of FXK and FXK Evo, and have a good day.